Greetings everybody and welcome to a new video. My name is Foko and today we have a look at Tristan's Elemental Raptors mod pack. These three are currently part of this very nice and creative mod pack in my opinion. These three called Cryoraptor, Pyroraptor and Venoraptor. As you could imagine, they are filling very different niches. This one is basically like a poison wyvern, this one is a fire wyvern, and this one is like an ice wyvern, basically. So they don't work like wyverns, of course. They're raptors. They have their own very unique gimmicks that I'm really excited to show you guys, because they fill very different niches. They are not just copy pasted and have like one gimmick ability. They are pretty unique, each and every one of them. And what I also want to say is this is not everything there is to this mod. There is a second version of this mod in the works, the version 2.0, which will add 3 more raptors to this mod, without an increased price, of course. The price is $5 currently, yeah, it's a steal for what you get for this mod in my opinion. These 3 are locked behind the paywall. You can only tame these 3 if you have the premium version of this mod installed. And this one is completely free. You only need the free version for this one, the Venoraptor. You can tame without spending a single dime. Really nice. The other raptors that are planned for this mod are the Electroraptor, which of course is electronic themed or like lightning themed, and the Hydroraptor, which will be water themed, and there will be a 6th raptor, which is gonna be community voted. And this one will also, just as the Venoraptor, will be completely free. So you have a version of this mod later in development that will have 6 different raptors with 2 free ones if you cannot spend any money currently for your game. So, how do we start this video? First of all, we have a look at the engrams that will unlock after you install this mod. So, of course, each and every one of these raptors has their own saddle that will unlock at different levels. The Venoraptor is the lowest level one, then the Pyroraptor one at level 35, and then the Cryoraptor one at level 40. Different size too, so the smallest one is the lowest level one, and the bigger they get, basically they unlock at higher levels. Very nicely fitting. But there's also other stuff that unlocks with this mod. First of all, you get Sickle Claw Climbing Pick, which you get from the Cryoraptor Sickle Claws. Very nice. You can basically just use them as climbing picks from Aberration, but they unlock on every map without you having the Aberration engrams unlocked. We have the Venoraptor Boomerang, which is a ranged boomerang infused with the powers of the Venoraptor. So it increases more torpor in the enemies that you throw it at, as far as I know. And there's also the Pyroraptor Sickle Sword. A Pyroraptor Sickle Claw repurposed into a sword. It still has some elemental power left inside. This is basically a flame sword weapon that you can use. Very nice. But the main focus is definitely this elemental dust thing. And that's what I will talk about next. Mental. So, this elemental dust you have to actually like unlock in the engrams to be able to craft it. It's basically like spark powder, you could say. And to craft it, you have to kill wild raptors. It doesn't matter which one. You get the powder from each and every one of these raptors the same. You need to crush the claw that the raptors drop into the element dust, and then you can use this element dust to infuse your stone arrows and darts with the elemental powers. And this is actually what you need to tame these things. You need to shoot them with one of these elemental darts or arrows, and that initiates the taming. And the taming itself we will look at the next step. Cryoraptor level 145 in the wild. I chose a crew raptor because they are very readily available in the snow biome of Ragnarok. Very, very easy to find. What you have to do is run up to them and shoot them with the elemental dart. And then they go into a kind of rage mode. By the way, it works the same for every single one of these raptors. The taming method is the same. Okay, they go into this little rage. Then you just go on your dino and you wait it out. Eventually, they go into some kind of like exhaustion modus where they lower their head and stop attacking, and then you can passive feed them without knocking them out. It's supposed to go into the rage thing, and then it go into this passive state where you can feed it. It's a very, very new mod, so it's only logical that there might be some children's sicknesses still to patch out. But overall, very, very easy. You just shoot it with the elemental bolt. It go into some kind of rage mode. Usually it is shown by some sparkling effects around the raptor. It's blue usually when it's a crew one. It's red when it's the pyro one, and it's green when it's the venom one. And then you just have to wait it out until it's exhausted, and then you passive feed it. Very, very easy. I am playing on ×5, so I didn't have to use many kibble, only 2. On ×1, you probably need like 9 to 10 for a level 150. As far as I know, they only need regular kibble, nothing more. I just use extraordinary because I have so many, and I forgot to take some with me. Okay, so now we know how to tame these things. Next is talking about what they actually do, each and every one of them. And we are starting with the Venoraptor. These things all have something like the Therizinosaurus has, where you can like increase the delicate and the power harvesting ability. You have to enter the radial menu, view skill tree levels, and it gives you these 3 different icons that you can level depending on what you want the animal to be extremely good at. And each and every one of these 3 has different abilities you can level. They're completely unique and separate thing. First of all, we're gonna ride this Venoraptor. What I really, really like is all of these raptors have side run abilities. They are very, very movement focused. I mean, there are raptors still, right? So they should be like more of a fast clientele, if you want so. So Tristan definitely took a note from the Mega Raptor and how well it was received. So yeah, I really like the side run. All of them have the side run. All of them can jump. Pretty high actually. Very high jump. And they have a special ability which is a dodge. It's called a dodge, but it's more like a big lunge forward. Can be really, really helpful to jump over stuff like a river or lava or a huge chasm that you can usually not pass with other creatures. And then there's an actual lunge ability, which you can do by running forward, and then it just does this little lunge ability where it uses its mouth and both of its claws to get other creatures into its grab. All of them can do this stuff. Now we get to the exclusive stuff that only each and every one of these things have. First of all, the Venoraptor has these quill shots. They deal very low damage, but are very, very good at getting the attention of something from a very, very safe distance away. Because the Venoraptor is incredibly good at scouting. This boy is definitely the more nimble scouting unit of the bunch because it has an invisibility by using control and X. Oh. Did I do something wrong? Oh, left shift and X, sorry. You turn completely invisible. Nothing can see you anymore. You only get like a slight outline when you start moving again. So as long as you stand still, absolutely nothing can see you. It's like you completely vanished from view, from everything, which is super, super cool. Usually we don't get like camouflage ability this nice, especially not for creatures you can tame on level 20, right? So these can actually be a huge, huge playmaker for PvP purposes. So yeah, this is definitely the scouting unit of the bunch. Let's turn off the invisibility for now. I want to call it gimmick ability of all of these raptors is they have an ability called Empower, which you can activate on X. And they basically change that that all of the raptors get into a specific stance, their own very unique stance. When you do the Empower stance on the Venoraptor, it gets like a green little glow around it. You can see it basically looks like the Venoraptor is stinking up the place a little bit. And each and every one of these has a specific new stat, which is here. This one has venom. The Pyroraptor has like oil, skin oil or something like that. And the Cruoraptor has Cruo fluid. You can level that up so their bar is bigger and you have more fun with them. The longer you use it, you can deactivate it on X anytime you want. And as long as this ability is active, each and every one of these raptors have more special abilities that you can only use while in this empowered stance. So the Venoraptor can use a very nasty bath ability, which covers its enemies in a thick, vomity slime. When spraying your enemy in this bile substance, you basically reduce their armor over time. The Venoraptor is a master of debuffs. You apply a lot of venom focus debuffs on the target. It is not that easy to read in. I gotta be completely honest with you. There's a lot of stuff about these raptors that you wouldn't suspect at once, but they have a lot of debuffs and buffs to them that you have to really read in. For that stuff, Tristan has made a Google document that you can look into anytime you want to actually read into the stuff. And that's basically also what the radial menu here is for. You can enhance venom, you can enhance toxicity, enhance stealth. Depending on what you choose here, you can increase the proficiency in whatever you want the Venoraptor to do. As an example, if you enhance stealth, you basically get movement speed while you are stealth. If you enhance the venom, you I think you do more torpor or something like that. And if you enhance the toxicity, you actually deal more damage and more armor pen to the enemy that you are spraying in your bile. Something like this. I am not 100% sure. I need to like test this stuff a little bit more. I didn't do that before the video. I'm very sorry. But there's a lot of debuff stuff about these things that you have to read into yourself. But that is basically what the Venoraptor is good for. It increases... it basically has an Amargasaurus armor debuff that you apply to creatures that you hit with your bile. A lot of stuff to it, but the biggest ability, in my opinion, is definitely the invisibility. That could be a complete game changer on this one. So, really nice. Next on the list is the Pyroraptor. And the Pyroraptor is basically the magician of the group, right? It is there to deal DPS from a distance. It is very nimble. It is has a very quick getaway ability if you are feeling that you are too close to comfort. And all of his special abilities you can only use in the empowered stance. While the Venoraptor, you could use the invisibility while outside the empowered stance. The Pyroraptor, you can only use everything while you are empowered. So I'm using the empowered thing. And as you can see, it sets itself on fire. It looks a little bit like a phoenix. And it has these really, really cool particle effects just behind it, following it around and mimicking the movement of the tail. Really, really cool effect. I'm in love with how Tristan made this look. It looks so pretty, especially at night. First of all, if you attack creatures while you are in this empowered mode, with your normal melee attacks and something like that, they get set on fire. So basically, it is a less overpowered Pyromane. This one has a much more balanced fire damage ability. It has a fireball if you press Q and the right mouse button, which you can also increase in damage depending on what you are choosing at the radial menu. Here we have enhanced oil regeneration, so your stat in your inventory is increasing much faster. You have enhanced I cannot say this word. Rejuvenation, which increases your natural healing ability, and enhanced firepower, which increases the damage you do with your fire and fire attacks. What's the the coolest thing about this one, though, is you can do a double jump if you press the space button and then immediately after you press your lunge. This is actually super nice. You can get out of dodge if you are underestimating your enemies so quickly. You just jump, press C, woo, and you're gone. A huge distance you can just put behind you with this one and just continue shooting from a distance, right? This one is all about getting the fuck out of dodge and shooting your enemies from afar, while also looking absolutely amazing. I love what he did with the model in this one. But I forgot, there's also a shield ability which only the Cryoraptor and the Pyroraptor have. The Venoraptor doesn't really have the shield ability, which you can activate with left shift and X. And this basically sets the Pyroraptor even more on fire. Sadly, it doesn't work when you run out of skin oil or when you are in water. Last on the list is the Cryoraptor, the biggest of the bunch and the most fluffy one. I love what Tristan did with the like thick feather coverage of the Cryoraptor. It really looks like it's never getting cold, which fits to its hunting grounds in the snow biomes. First, about the Cryoraptor's skill tree abilities. You have the chill power increase, which basically just increases the Cryoraptor's ice abilities, as you would have imagined. You can increase the brawn ability, which increases the weight reduction of all items you put into the Cryoraptor's inventory, and it caps out at 50%. So the Cryoraptor gets weight reduction on anything you put into its inventory up to 50%, which is a huge buff. It basically can be used as the smallest beast of burden you have ever seen in Ark. So you can put 50 points in this one and it caps out, basically. After that, it will provide no benefits. And, of course, the Cryo Fluid Regeneration, which increases the regeneration of the Cryo Fluid. Sooner I said that the Venoraptor hit this one, the Enhanced Venom Regeneration, yeah. I said that it had something to do with Torpor, but that was also just the regeneration of this stat right here. So forget what I said earlier. So this is basically all there is to this skill tree wheel. With the left one, you empower its special abilities. With the right one, you increase the natural regeneration of their exclusive skill they have in their inventory, and the lower one is special for each and every one of the different raptors, basically. As I said before, the Cryoraptor only uses its special abilities if you activate the Empower button on your X key, just like the Pyroraptor. The Venoraptor is a little bit the outlier on this one. He works a little bit different, maybe because it's the free one in the bunch. The other one are the premium ones. So you have to activate with your X key, and now, just like the Pyroraptor, you have a little chilly aura around you. A very cold little aura. You can use an ice shotgun with your Q and your right mouse button. Which sounds very, very satisfying. And as long as your Empower is active, your like claw swipes and bite attacks and ice shotgun build up stacks on your enemies that you are attacking and slowly freeze them. And when they are frozen completely, they are stuck in place, completely frozen for a few seconds, unable to do anything. Really, really nice. So when Venoraptor was the scout, the sneaky debuff applying scout, and Pyroraptor was like the ranged DPS, or whatever you want to call it, this one is definitely the fighter. The Cryoraptor wants to go in there into melee range and have like a one-to-one fight against its enemy. It gets less damage as long as the Empower buff is active, 10% less damage. And if you empower its ice abilities, it freezes the enemy that you're fighting even faster. Really, really nice. And what I also want to show you is its shield ability, which makes it look absolutely badass. Left shift and X. It grows fucking spikes, razor sharp spikes, and a horn, a razor sharp horn on its head, making it even more lethal in close range combat. They can turn in place, by the way. Don't know if I shown that before. And it uses its head like a fucking sword now, like an ice sword. It's so goddamn cool. Yeah, this one is definitely the brawler of the bunch. Absolutely amazing. And if you want to exit the Empower mode, just click X again. We don't want to waste all our fluid. It's regenerating relatively slow, so I would definitely put a few levels into the special fluid stat that each and every one of these raptors get. So yeah, these were the 3 elemental raptors that are in the game right now. And I will definitely keep updated with this mod and look into the other 3 that are coming in the future. As always, Tristan did an amazing job with these little critters, I want to call them. And yeah, I hope you liked this video and it was at least a little bit informative, even if I didn't really fully understand what the Venoraptor did at the end. Need to go over that one again. So I am Fuko, and I really hope you liked this video, and see you next time. Goodbye.